Hey guys, Icy here with a tutorial on how to use ESO Builder. We're going to make up a build and put it together so that you guys can see how to create a build from scratch. We're going to do a Juggernaut build that I just came up with, and let's get started. So to get to this page here, what I usually do is just go to Google, ESO Builder. I click on the first link, which is the UESP Wiki ESO Build Editor, and then you can click the option here, or you can click the one down here, and then it'll take you to the page here. I'll just use that new page. What you want to do first is create an account at the top right. If it says login or create account, do that. If you do not, you won't be able to save your build. So if you leave the page, refresh the page, you will lose the build. So it's very important. And then once you create your account, you can save your build, and then you'll have something that looks like this. You'll have a ton of builds to be proud of. Okay, so I'll go through the tabs as we start to do the build, but we'll start with the general tab. So we're just going to call this the Juggernaut 2.0. Character name, I think his name is Kane Marco or something like that. I don't know. He's going to be an orc. We're going to make him a necromancer. Mundus, we're going to be using the steed Mundus. Not a vampire, not a werewolf. This is going to be for PvP. If we were not going to use this for PvP, we would leave this unchecked. And if we were going to use this in no CP BGs, then we would uncheck this. But we're going to be using this for Imperial Sewers, CP, and or Cyrodiil. Either or, it doesn't really matter. You can select this if you want. I usually don't, but it's up to you. Stamina, we're going to just throw this on to 64. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to save this build now so I have it already just in case anything bad happens. It's a good idea. Mundus Stone number 2. If you're using the Twice Born Star gear set, then this will be available. If you're not, it'll never show up. Items. So you want to click on each piece and then type in what you're looking for. So we're going to do Chudons for the monster set. Since we left it on normal, it's going to show us everything here, but you can filter out to get more specifics. And we're going to use the legendary set. So now everything's gold. We're also going to do this in well fitted. And then now we just have light, medium, heavy. And then if I wanted to filter again for a heavy, then we get it all in one shot. So we're going to do this. As you notice, the options I selected maintained. So we're going to hit search and it gives me my shoulder piece. Now I'll click on the chest piece. If I click search again, there's not going to be anything found because Chudons is not a shoulder piece. And we're going to use Coward's Gear and Morehouse, but we want this to be a heavy armor set, 7 heavy. So we're going to go with the Morehouse. I'm not sure how to spell that, so we're just going to go with M-O-R-I. And here we are, heavy, well fitted, because we have everything else already laid out. So let's do these. Just going to put these all in here. And as you put the gear in, you'll see that we are 4 out of 5 items. And now we are 5 out of 5, so that's good. The enchantments, I like to do those at the end once I get the all built together, but you can do it whatever order you want. We're going to do cowards. Cowards. Put these in here. And we're going to do these with infused. And then we're going to do double sword board. Remember, I'm just making this build up. I've never actually ran this because this is just to show you how to put a build together. And then you can have as much fun as you want. Okay, so we're going to do defending and reinforced. The food, we're going to use sugar skulls. So I just type in sugar. And for the enchantments, I like to use the prismatics. So I'm just going to hit the search button and leave it blank. So I get all of the glyphs for body pieces. Select that. And you just click on the star here to do the enchantment. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Just do a quick check there. And I'm also going to do prismatic. Since there's so many, I'm just going to filter for REC for recovery. And we're going to do prismatics. Prismatic recovery. And then we're also going to do on the shield enchantment, PRIS for prismatic defense. And then the weapon enchantment, doesn't really matter. Build's all made up anyway. Okay, so that's everything for the armor sets. You can see our stats are starting to fill out a little bit. Oh, for sets, let me just show you how to use this real quick. So for example, I'm just going to do transmutation, transmutate. I'm just going to put these in here just so you can see, and then I'll put it back. Robes, see, now the toggled set, because Robes of Transmutation has a proc on it, it'll grant 1400 crit resistance. If you see my current crit is 1350, and when I check this box, it now goes to 2750. If you do have something that will give you a buff as part of the gear set based on a condition, you might want to check this. Just a heads up. So I'm just going to put these back on the Mori house. Well fitted and heavy. Also, notice that on the transmutation set, it did keep the enchantment. It's just FYI. And then, of course, it's defines because I did change it when I was selecting it down here to defines. Okay, we should be good, good, good. Okay, sets, that's good. So for skills, what I usually do is I just hit purchase line. If you bought the wrong line or something, you can just hit reset line and it'll gray all out. But I just hit purchase everything. If you don't purchase it, then you just have to do everything one by one. And I'm not about that, so I just hit purchase. So I buy everything in the class. I buy everything in the weapons. I just buy all 3 armored pieces, even though we know it's all heavy. Legerdemain, I do max mine out. I'll post a link in the description on how you can do that pretty easy. Guild, I usually always do Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, Sigic Order, and Undaunted. Alliance War, I'm usually always making PvP builds, so I'll usually have this and this. Orc skills, of course, for the passives, and then I'm not sure if this counts or not. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I like to do it anyway. Alchemy and provisioning. Okay, so let's put the skills together real quick. So we want to be a massive Juggernaut running through Zergs during Mid-Year Mayhem and an IC event, super speed. So we're going to be Goliath on the front bar. Then we're going to have the Sigic Order Temporal Guard on the back bar because we're going to pop Goliath and then start sprinting towards the Zerg on our back bar, which will also give us minor protection. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I can neither confirm nor deny, but we'll see. And then the back bar is going to be, we'll put Hungering Scythe on there. We don't need Major Resolve because we have that coming from Tudons. Necropuncy is going to go there. Don't need nothing from Gravelord. Hexproof, definitely. Gonna want the Expunge and Modify Morph so we can get some magic and stamina. We're gonna want not the Intensive Mender, but the Spirit Guardian. Mortal Coil, yep, we want that. Bone Tyrant, let me just double check. Good, good. One-handed Shield, I think we're gonna want the Absorb Missile so that when we're sprinting through Zergs, oh no, we're going to want the Reflection one. So that when we sprint through the Zergs, when they try to hit us from with ranged abilities or ranged attacks, they'll take damage because they'll be reflected back to them. So that's pretty trolly. Armor, we're going to want the immovable. That way, if one of our teammates or we see somebody dead, we can res them without being CC'd and stopped. So that's pretty neat. Sigil Order, we already put Temporal Guard there. We're going to also have Race Against Time. We're not using this for the Major Expedition because we're getting it from the Cowards buff. We're going to use this for the Snare and Immobilization immunity and cleanse so that the Juggernaut cannot be stopped. Oh, you know what? I might actually put Introspection on here because I could just combine Introspection with Immovable. Actually, I like that idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let me see which one we want to use, though. Increase the amount of magic and stamina restored. Maintain the channel increases the amount of health restored. Well, either one doesn't really matter because we're going to be getting back stuff. So we'll just use that. So if we're in a big group, we can just, because when you're channeling, you can be bashed to get interrupted. So we'll hit Immovable and then also hit Introspection right afterward. Nice. And then for the final ability, for the lulls, we will throw in Caltrops. Done. And then for the toggle skills, we want to toggle this. We want to have Disdained Harm because when our Ravenous Goliath is active, we'll be taking reduced damage. We also want the Undead Confederate because our Spirit Mender is active, giving us more recoveries. And Continuous Attack, if you're up in the IC and you capture a flag there, this will also count. And Ravenous Goliath, let's see what our health is. Our health is 31k. Let's see what this looks like. 66, that's pretty good, pretty dope. And for buffs, we're also going to do Major Resolve is already on because cheat onset. We're going to be using Tri-Stat Potions, which will give us Major Endurance, Major Fortitude, and Major Intellect. And for the buff section, your major buffs, your minor buffs, and then you have all this other stuff here. If you are using a weapon damage enchantment, it's all the way at the bottom, right here. So just make sure to select that. And it'll only be available if you have a weapon damage enchantment on your bar. We do not, so it won't be visible. That's all the buffs we really need to worry about. CPs, we're just gonna make these all up. So we'll do 45 there, 45 here. We do have the, what do you call it? Defensive stance, but who cares? The Steed, we'll do this, Spell Shield Resistance. We'll do Thermitage for the Bone Goliath. Critical damage, critical healing, stamina abilities. We don't really have any stamina abilities because we have the Scythe and Introspection, which doesn't cost anything, so I'm not even sure what that would be. So we'll just leave that blank for right now. Piercing for physical pen for the roll dodge, which is a physical thing, and also physical poison disease damage. Yep. Shattering blows. Blessed. And we have another 45 points. Let's see. Wait, why do I even care? Let's just put this up to 90. Whatever. Tumbling, 45. Shadow Ward, don't need that because we're not blocking. We want 45 here. Remember, guys, this build's all made up. It's just to show you. Okay. And now that our CPs are in, we are at a whopping 77k. God damn! 33k spell and physical resistance. So we're looking pretty sharp, man. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Going through each of the tabs, raw data, mitigation, and help. You can just ignore these. All the information you need is going to be right here on the right side. And this does go all the way down and it will give you other things if you're working on that. So if you're doing for example, a block cost reduction build, these numbers will go down. So you want to pay attention to that. If you're doing a whole bunch of well-fitted stuff like I'm doing, you'll see this number go down, but this was obviously a lot higher to start. Things like that. And also, since we just added CP, I'm at 77K, 17 and 30. If I go back to general and turn CP off, you see the number drop because now we're in a BG, which still looks pretty solid. So that's pretty much it. And remember, save your build. And also a little quick tip, you don't have to start from scratch every single time. You can hit create copy, which will create a copy of this build, and then it'll put Juggernaut 2.0. Let's just see that. Create copy. So now we already have a copy. So now we can just change this to Rogue 1. And I'm so funny with these names. And then we just start the build over. So we can make her pretty hot like a Breton and maybe leave her as a necromancer or something since she's going to be sapping people's power. Or no, a Nightblade because she'll be siphoning their health and stuff, their life force. And then you just kind of make it up as you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's it, guys. If you have any comments, feel free to post it below. And again, this is just a step-by-step. If you're a little bit confused, just watch it again or just leave something in the comments. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.